Welcome to Tangents on Everything and Nothing. I'm your host, Tangent, and today we have Purple Fury from the BOOMington Blockheads. Yes, they're a Bloomington Derby group. Roller derby.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's a super community-driven and brings people together sport. We accept all genders, and we get to skate around, beat each other up a little bit, and also have a lot of good time.
And I've been to at least 2 of your games, and the meet and greet, which happened last night, which was March 4th.
Yeah.
And notice that you have a variety of skill sets on the floor itself.
Yeah, so all skaters are welcome. So I just started 6 months ago. I'm still considered a new skater. If you can't skate at all, we want you. If you're interested in skating, we'll teach you how to skate. We have loaner gear. So we have all the devices needed. If you're like, I want a derby, but I got nothing, we got everything you need, as well as seasoned players who know how to skate, who transfer to us, or so we have all skill levels are welcome, and everyone's welcome.
And you're willing to teach somebody.
Absolutely.
Even somebody like me.
Yeah.
I can barely go in a straight line.
Yeah, we'll put some skates on you, get you all the pads you need, and we'll get you going.
I don't do good with gravity. Actually, gravity does really well with me, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
So how did you get into derby?
So my coworker, Natural Disaster, she works with me at my office, and she's like, hey, I do this cool thing called roller derby. I was like, I don't know. I've never done a contact sport before. I'm not good on skates. I was like, I'm awkward just walking, let alone with 8 wheels on my feet. And she's like, just try it out. And I showed up to one of their skills camps and never looked back.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you talked about gear. What gear is required?
So it is a full contact sport. So the foundation for anything a roller derby is safety. So we have full gear. We got knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards. We have a mouth guard we wear. We got helmets we wear. And then you can go extra as far as to wear padded shorts, padded shirts or bras if you want to, or for the gentlemen, just padded vests. So everything we do is also surrounded with an element of safety to make sure that we don't injure ourselves, because a lot of us are 30 plus.
Right. I saw last night that you had there was a small bang up on the rink, because that's what happens. I mean, this is physical contact. And Bumblebee came out as the team trainer to make sure the opponent was okay and everything went well.
Yeah. So we have some skilled health professionals that come out to any of our events, or EMTs with major events, and we have concussion tests. So because sometimes we bang up our heads, so we have to be mindful of, if we do get a concussion, we sit out. We have standard procedures. Everyone takes a knee, and we make sure that skater is all right.
Excellent. Safety is always first. Just kidding. Yeah, and the camaraderie here is really good. Everybody seems to get along, and you don't go by your real names. You pick a persona name.
Yeah. So each of us, we call it our derby names. Each of us get our own name. Either you have the team come up with it, you're like, I don't know what to call myself, then we kind of just take your characteristics. Bumblebee, for example, she kind of bumbles around and trips and is a little clumsy, so her real name's Bree, and she's like, I bumble around, so she's Bumblebee. And then I am a crazy purple lady, so Purple Fury just kind of fit.
So if you ever see a truck with a lot of purple, yeah, and I'm assuming Purple Fury, that's where that comes from, right?
Yeah, and I also played, we have another player, their name is Puma Thurman.
Yep.
So I kind of took that and Nick Fury off of Marvel, so I did Purple Fury.
Excellent. Yeah, Puma Thurman is definitely one of your higher skill players.
Oh yeah, they are phenomenal. And then on that note, we accept all genders and pronouns. So Puma Thurman's pronouns are they, them. I'm she, her.
Excellent.
And all genders are welcome. So we follow guidelines under Women's Flat Track Derby Association, WIFTA. And with that, non-binary and femme presenting skate in official bouts, but all skaters are welcome to practices, because we can always use referees, non-skating officials, NSOs for short. So anyone who's interested in derby, we have a place for you here.
Sweet. So you hear that. If you want to get involved in some way, practice, events, whatever, who do we reach out to?
So we have an email address, BOOMingtonBlockheads@gmail.com. You can reach us on our Facebook page. So that's boom like a bomb, BOOMington.
That's BOOMington Blockheads, yeah.
So we have Facebook, Instagram, and our email, and then our website's still in skeletal form, but we're working on that. So best way to contact us is Facebook or emailing us.
All right, and more forms of communication will come up as they do. I'm sure they'll post it. I'll try to update things as well. Now, what's the time commitment?
So we have 2 practices a week, every Wednesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And then recently we established our Sunday practices from 9 to 11 a.m.
Would you say you're cheaper than a gym membership?
Absolutely, we
Sweet.
are. Yeah.
Okay.
So our membership dues for the team is $10 a month, and then we also sign up for the rink membership that we skate at Western Skateland for $15 a month. So for $25 a month, you get 8 practices, including any special events that we do. And also team members, you get to develop a community and get awesome friends, and we can skate together outside of practice too.
It is definitely physical. I watched the energy put into these games and the practices is intense. So if you're looking for a great way to get in shape, I would highly recommend it myself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
I would not consider myself premium athlete, I guess you would say, and I have been a couch champion at many points in my life.
Good. I hold second place in that.
And I recently, like last week, I went on a walk run, and I ran for a little bit. I am not a runner, and I had the stamina to run a little bit. I was like, where did this come from? And it's because you get a workout on skates, you have a little fun, and you fall down sometimes, and we get back up and go again, which is why we got all our safety gear, so we don't get injured when that happens.
So you're getting your exercise and becoming more social, having great friends to play with, and getting to see more stuff. So that's wonderful. If you're interested in something like that, yes, this is kind of a recruiting video.
Come skate with us.
Yeah. All right. So you have your skaters.
Yes.
What are the positions in skating?
So for the team, we have skaters who are blockers and jammers. Blockers are the defenders in the game, and then jammers are the ones who score points. So it's a race, and you got to race through a defensive line of these awesome, like super intense blockers. So you got to break through this line, and then each lap you do, you score a point for each person you pass. So since there's 4 defenders, 4 blockers, you score 4 points per lap if you get past everyone.
So this isn't a one-on-one, people. This is, as said before, I'm going to reiterate, physical contact. So you have to break through a wall if you're a jammer.
Yeah.
And what was the other position?
Blockers.
Blockers. And what's the other? There's 2 headbands that are worn.
Oh.
The jammers wear the star.
So they're called panties.
Mm-hmm.
So jammers have a star panty on, and it's the stars on their side. And then there's the pivot, which is a racing line down the middle of their helmet.
Okay.
So the pivot is the person who, when the jammer's in a jam and they can't get out of it, they can't get past the line, they can rip their panty off and hand it to that pivot person, and then they skate around a lap and then start scoring. So,
nice. Okay. So it's a way to try to bypass the wall if it's really intense.
Yeah, or if our jammer is just spent and exhausted, because it is a lot of energy to skate, to stay upright, and to then break through that blocker wall. And then you skate under a lap and you're trying to race. So
you're not going in a straight line. You're doing the 4 corners like in a regular race.
Yeah.
You have people who are physically trying to stop you.
Yes.
And that's pretty intense. Now, who monitors all this?
So we have referees and non-skating officials in NSOs. So ideally, there are several refs. We have a general ref who calls penalties. We have a ref for each jammer. So there's 2 jammers on the track. So we have 2 refs for jammers. And then we have 1 to 2 outside track refs. And they're just literally looking for penalties in non-sanctioned moves during the bout.
Awesome. Okay. What are there individual jobs with referees? Because you have the ones that are tracking the jammers. You have the people who are keeping score, and what else?
And then there's also the refs who call the official timeout. So when they tap their shoulders, they call official a timeout. And those are all the officials on skates. So the non-skating officials, they're typically all in black. Sometimes they have some logos that say they're NSO, non-skating official. We have a timekeeper who keeps the time of the jam. So if the jam can go a full 2 minutes if nothing stops it from going the 2 minutes. So the jammer can call it off when they want to for strategic purposes to score the most points and not let the other team score. So that NSO tracks the time and makes sure they stop the watch when the jam is called if it's before the 2 minutes. We have penalty box timers, and we also have official scorekeeping clipboards, non-NSOs. So they track the penalties and track the score, because if you have 7 penalties, you get...
Okay, penalties. Let's get a little more into penalties. What does it take to get a penalty?
So we have some, again, Derby is based around safety. So a lot of the penalties are based around moves that would cause extensive harm to another player. So no punching, no elbowing, no kicking, no intentional tripping. If you fall too big, the goal is to fall small and get back up as fast as you can. If you fall too big for too long, that's a penalty because you are impeding other skaters from skating safely.
It's also not a safe way to be in the... So I can see fingers getting run over, people getting hit. I mean, Yeah, we actually practice when we fall to fall with fists, which is really hard because you want to just like brace and because you have the fight or flight response when you're falling. It's not natural for a human to fall and be okay with it. Right. And I could see actually wearing big gauntlets like medieval battles or something. Yeah. Now, no, if I'm not picking whom out, but they were called into the pit box. They got penalty box. Yeah. Almost 7 times. Yeah. They weren't the only one. There was several that happened. Now, but this happened while they were the jammer. Yeah. So what happens when there's only one jammer from one team on the So we call that a power jam. So a jammer can get a penalty and they get knocked out, and the other jammer still has the ability to score points. And power jam means that they have no one to compete against, so they can go the full 2 minutes, and then the blockers go from defense to offense, and their goal is to block the other blockers, not a jammer. So it turns into more focus on the other defenders to get our jammer to score points. I'll give an example from last night. The score had a 20-point gap, and I believe it was Silver was losing. Yes. Because it was one team. It was Blockheads themselves. And at this demo, they split up into blue and silver. Yeah, blue and silver. Which is the colors for the team. And they caught up and ended up winning because the opposing team's jammer kept getting penalties. Yeah, so when that happens, the power jam, that's exactly how you can catch up points. Because you score 4 points per lap. And if your jammer is fast enough and quick on their skates, they can get a significant amount of points. And again, this isn't all just about points and winning. This is health, this is camaraderie, this is an activity. It really is. Would you call it a hobby or a lifestyle? Definitely a lifestyle. Definitely a lifestyle. Like at first you might think it's a hobby, but derby kind of becomes everything you do, because you want to hang out with your teammates outside of practice and get to know them, because you start to learn that we're all pretty cool people, and inclusive people. So all shapes and sizes are welcome. There's no weight limit, no gender, no skill. There's no limits to it except for the desire to want to show up and play. Yeah, if you want to come here and skate, you are absolutely welcome. And I thought, like me personally, I'm a plus size person, and I was like, I don't know, I don't really have a lot of athleticism. It's like, well, we'll teach you how to skate and we'll build up your endurance. Like, if you want to skate, you can come here and skate. And your performance is pretty good too. You make a really good wall. I mean, you can plow through the walls that are created against you, which is great. And size can help whether you're small or large, because you have some tiny people out there that can squirm under. I mean, I watched several people just grease their way through the wall. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who you are, you'll have a place in this. This is a nice sports for that. Yeah. So at least that's what I think. Yeah. Well, I've also gotten more confident in my body because I
body dysmorphia and just lack of self-esteem. That that's a thing with society. And but I was like, my body's strong, and actually with my wide hips, that makes it more advantageous to take up more space on the track. So I was like, I have a big body, and I'm going to use it to my advantage.
Excellent. That's a good attitude too, because everybody has their uses for the game, for real life, and unfortunately, we do seem to create these stereotypes that everybody wants to fit into. And the particular games of Derby I've seen, all body types are needed. And everyone out here can be beneficial.
Yeah, even so jammers are typically quicker skaters, or they have to be quick because they're racing around the track against the other jammer. But you don't have to be a thinner body to be able to be a jammer, because if you can break through that wall, that's the most important thing. So get around the track and bust through the blocker wall, then a bigger body is advantageous in that situation as well.
Now, okay, you're located in Bloomington.
Yes.
How many teams are in Bloomington?
We are the only roller derby team in Bloomington.
Would you welcome another team in Bloomington?
Yeah, because the more competition, we don't even have. We're trying to build our team, so it's hard. Recruitment's hard sometimes, but because then we could scrimmage more and have more competition and hone our skills better, and also a different coaching perspective, because everyone kind of has a different coaching style. So if we had another coach that had insights on drills and skills and building up each other's teams, because I mean Derby's all about camaraderie, so we wouldn't shy away from another team forming in Bloomington.
Where's the next closest team?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. All right. And are you going to play against them this year?
Not this year. They also have, they're a more established team, so they've been around for 10 plus years, and they actually have 2 teams up in Indy.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of our lineup being a newer team and still having a lot of, there's levels to a team. So C, B, and A. A is like all-star athlete level. C is just starting out once you're ready for full contact. And B, you have the skills and you're still honing them. And you can fight against your own. We're a CB team right now.
Okay. And there are other CB teams in the region.
Yes.
And leave that very vague because I don't know how big the region could be. How many games are you going to have this year?
So we have 2 home games at the warehouse, and we have 2 away games, or bouts, 2 away bouts, one in Lafayette and one in Dayton, Ohio.
Excellent. And these aren't free events, of course, right?
Right.
How much does it cost for a ticket?
So $7 if you pre-order, and then it's $10 at the door when you come to our bouts.
And that's cheaper than a movie at 99% of the places you can go to.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get to get some entertainment, see some athleticism, some competition, and have an all-around great time.
How fierce would you say the competition is on your bracket?
I would say pretty fierce, because I mean, once you get out there on the track, the adrenaline's pumping, and it's just no hold bars. And then when you're against another team, you just give your shoulder all you got to them, because I'm always like, I don't want to hurt my teammates when we're scrimmaging against each other, but when we're against another team, it's like no hold bars.
Game on.
Game on.
Yes.
Game on.
Let's see. We've covered that. You've got 4 games this year. Any way you might squeeze in a couple more if the opportunity comes up?
So we do have some closed scrimmages that we have planned. So the 4 official bouts that we have are open to the public for ticket sales, and then we have 2 scrimmages that we're working on scheduling with other teams. So we still get the practice of a bout, but we just don't do all of the theatrics of selling tickets and having the public come.
Okay. Tickets will be available on your website when that comes up.
Yep, right. And we have our first bout is on our Facebook page. Tickets are live for both bouts on April 22nd as well as July 22nd.
Excellent. Sounds like you've got a pretty good score, or what's the word I'm looking for here?
Lineup. Yeah, yes. Good lineup. Yeah.
Hopefully more will come up. And if you are interested, there will be information in the description below, or just search BOOMington Blockheads. That's boom as in BOOM.
Yes.
Let's see. Where do you see yourself going in the future?
So the goal is to build our skills and build our team, and eventually, so each roller derby team is considered a league, because we have multiple skill teams built in with it. So the teams in Indy, Naptown, and Circle City, they actually have leveled teams underneath their league. So they have a C, B, and A team for the All-Stars that compete against in the region. And really our region is just how far we're willing to travel. So we have about a 3-hour radius that, with us being a small team and funding, our radius right now is 3 hours, but sometimes you can travel more. It's really just up to how far you're willing to travel to compete against another team.
Very good. How did the name come about?
BOOMington Blockheads.
Yes.
So we are in Bloomington, and with that, we just decided to make us an explosive team and also an inclusive name.
Yep.
A lot of teams are changing their names to be more inclusive because they kind of started out as oriented towards women more, like dames or girls. So it's an inclusive name, and we're exploding out of Bloomington, so we're the BOOMington Blockheads.
Now, is there a male league?
Yeah, so there is a
Men's league.
men's flat track derby association, or it's just flat track or men's derby association. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, there is a men's league specifically for men. I don't know all the rules and nuances behind what qualifies you to play with them, but we don't have a lot of men only leagues around here. I think they're more out west. And we also do co-ed scrimmages as well. So it just really depends on how many men went to scrimmage and if the other team has that same quantity to be able to do that as well.
So for those who are interested, there are other leagues for other people out there. Might have to start one here in Bloomington if you're interested.
Yes.
Reach out to them for more information. Yes. Anything that I'm missing that you'd like to add?
Well, so we're a newer team. We just started in 2021. So a lot of other teams are more established in Indiana. They're 10 plus years into Derby. So we're still trying to build our team members, and also build our awareness in the community, which is why we had our meet and greet last night, to have folks come out and just see us and see what we're all about and how cool Derby is and how much fun it is to watch.
Excellent.
So with roller derby, anytime we have a public event, there's an element of teaching to our spectators, because the assumption is it's a newer sport or a renewed modern sport from the 70s and 80s, and not a lot of folks know the rules. So we want them to enjoy it and also know what on earth is going on the chaos on the track, because it does look a little bit of chaos if you don't know where to look and what to watch. So we do a little bit of instructing as well, or just, hey, this is how we score points because we don't have a ball.
Yep. So for those of who can hear it, background noise, we are at Western Skateland. They are practicing as we are interviewing.
Yeah.
So you're hearing some of the drills they're going through right now, and what would you say they're doing right now?
They're doing sprints as well as falling and touching the other wall. So here, let's see what.
I thought you said testing the other one.
Oh, touching. So they're doing some maneuvering. So Matthew is our coach, and sometimes he has some crazy drills that's just going on in his head. So it looks like we're doing some fancy footwork, doing quick, working on using our toe stops a little bit, and just falling gracefully as we can.
Yeah. I would see those skills being very necessary, because he's obviously agile, able to get up and down and get going real quick, where some of the others are doing 100% better than I would, but still struggling to make the landing, get back up.
And that's why we have to drill and we have to practice.
Get that muscle memory going. Yeah.
Because it's not natural to roll around on skates.
No, not at all. Last time I skated, I was really good at, what I said, going a straight line.
Yeah.
I stopped by hitting walls. I turned by hitting walls. That was me.
That's one of the first things is, once we get a new skater on skates, as soon as they feel comfortable just skating around, the next step is to fall safely, as well as stopping safely. So those are the first.
So I see one of your teammates here who just fell. It looks like she's at that point where she's trying to learn how to do the safe falls.
Yeah. So she is new on skates. She's one of our newer skaters, brand new. So much so she doesn't have a derby name yet, because sometimes it takes a little bit to figure it out. But yeah, she's learning how to skate straight, and then well as fall, and the next step is stopping properly, because using walls is, you're on a track, you don't have walls.
That's yeah. That would be me. I'd be out of bounds every time.
Yeah.
It'd be 5 minutes in the game. I've already got 7 penalties out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm being a little mean to myself. Yes, I'm sure if I practice, I could get at least as good as what's her name? The nameless one, Sheridan.
Sheridan,
Okay.
yeah. So she doesn't have a derby name yet. So we first start out learning her. So that's even even funnier nuance. So we learn everyone's first names as well as our derby names. It gets a little confusing sometimes.
Yeah. So those of you who are used to other groups that create personas, it's probably not an issue, but nicknames are nicknames, and embrace them. They're fun.
No, yeah. It's I kind of have an alter ego, Purple Fury. When you get called that, you're like in the mindset of like, yeah, I'm a roller derby a skater, and it just makes you feel, my confidence is through the roof. I feel strong, and I've never been in an environment where it's just made me feel so confident in the body I have, presenting who I am right now.
So, health, physical and mental bonuses here.
Yeah.
Anything else beneficial in that sort of area you say you get out of this? Because getting physical, you're getting the heart rate up, you're building your self-esteem, you're helping your own mental well-being as well.
And you get an awesome community too, because it's not just our team. Like the camaraderie is among other teams as well. Unfortunately, we're all kind of stretched thin, or we have normally it's about 2 hours or so between each team. But when we get together, is not us against them. Yeah, we are competing, but then we also have like an after dinner or an after party. But to get to know each other. So it's really all about the community and bringing each other together and building each other up.
Awesome. Is anything else you want to add to this?
Just that anyone who's interested, we would love for you to come and skate. We, again, super inclusive, all genders are welcome, and we would love for you to guys come check us out. Just test us out one Wednesday practice and see what we're all about.
Yeah. Wednesdays at what time?
6:30, 8:30 p.m.
6:30, 8:30 p.m. Western Skateland, Bloomington, Indiana. Did you want to bring any of the other players in for a quick shout out or anything, or answer a question or two, or?
Yeah. Wait till they skate down this way. Or we got Slayer Moon's coming down this way a little bit.
Slayer Moon.
Yeah, Slayer Moon. Yeah, she's pretty epic. Hey, Mathley, come this way. So Mathley is our coach, and he kind of geeks out about math, and he's an athlete, so that's kind of the origin of his name here.
So he's a math nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mathley, I need you to come this way.
So there's got to be meaning to his number 33 too, since he's a math nerd, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that one is. We do have someone on our team. His name is Nerd Alert, and his number is the speed of light. I think it's like 314. Off the top of my head, but yeah, so he embraces it.
314 is pi.
Oh, yeah, then it's not that one. But his number is the speed of light.
And here we come.
Here's Mathley, he's been drilling here. Hey.
Hey there.
Join us, step on in. Hope we can move over a little bit. Share a microphone or just talk really loud so this one picks you up.
Yeah, here you
Can do.
All right, a little out of breath. Why?
Oh, doing a little bit of drills, working on conditioning.
Yeah.
Trying to get in shape for the season.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you're not in shape?
Potato is a shape.
Yes. So everybody's in shape. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Now it's the endurance you're working on.
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been coaching?
I've been coaching for about 6 or 7 years now.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, on and off.
All right. And okay, who's your favorite on the team? Because I got to ask and put in that little wedge between you.
Hands down, Bumblebee.
Awesome. Why?
She's my wife.
Saved by the answer. Yes, there we go. Well done, played. Yes, well done. Your number's 33?
Yeah.
Why?
When it came time for me to pick a number, needed to pick one. 3 was taken, so I doubled it up and went 33.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yep.
So I was told you're a bit of a math nerd.
I am a math nerd.
Okay, I thought 3 would be involved somehow.
Well, I love the number 3.
Yeah.
3 is the best number I've ever seen. I love it. I think about that number
a
way
magic
more
number.
than I should.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself besides that.
love roller derby.
Mhm.
You know, started skating back in about 2010.
Nice.
Just fell in love with it. It's the best sport I've ever seen. It's the only sport where you play offense and defense at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, so have you ever thought of adding like boffer weapons to this?
I've tried. The skaters get a little upset about that.
Okay, we should talk afterwards. We could probably
Yeah.
get something. I can't skate. I'm not good at it. So, but not that could change. Let's see. You do the coaching. Oh, go ahead.
It was like origins of the team. Mathlete's the one who started it all.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
Give us the origin.
So it was kind of early 2021. The plague had been going for a year. Almost all derby had stopped everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard to do it 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jammers love it. So there hadn't been a team in Bloomington for a couple of years, and I was bored. I was stir crazy, and I just kind of, all right, got to do something.
Yeah.
And I felt that, I think it might be time for derby. It was time for derby to make another appearance in Bloomington and for it to make a good revival, and
Excellent.
I think it has. I think everyone's turned out. They're great, they're great skaters, great attitudes. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I've been to several of the events. I love the action on the floor and the rink. I do find it funny that you have the people who barely want to touch and the people who just want to plow through.
Yep.
So yes, like we said earlier, there is a huge variety of skill levels here.
Yep.
What's your goal with the team?
Right now is to just grow the team into a sustaining enterprise where the skaters can manage and maintain all of the ins and outs of operations.
Okay.
And once we kind of get the team up and running, then we'll start looking at competitiveness.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely put that on the back burner and keep it with camaraderie. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Anything you don't want to add onto this, or?
We're here Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8:30. We always need recruits. We love everybody who wants to be involved, be it skaters, non-skating officials, referees, or just people who want to help.
Okay. We talked about equipment earlier. Do you have any insides on acquiring equipment on a budget?
On a budget, take a look at thrift stores, take a look at Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
If you're concerned about gear, come talk with us. We've got loaner gear for new skaters, so we can get new skaters set up with a reasonable set of pads to get them practicing until they can kind of do better research and find the right pads for them.
Right.
Yeah, and save up because I just got my own pads maybe a month ago. I was on loaner pads myself for the first 5 months of being on the team.
Good, good.
Yeah.
So no rush. If you're being helped, just participate. Come on in and join them. You looking forward to the first bout?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Good.
I'm giddy.
Because this is the first year for roller derby to be full across the nation, or I guess worldwide, really just being active again, is because it was just all stopped because being full contact, obviously, with the state of the world for a bit, you can't do roller derby.
So that goes back to the boffer weapons. If you keep those 6 feet, you're good, right?
Yeah. I have to widen up the track a little bit.
Yeah, because it's what? How wide is the track? What are the dimensions?
14 feet wide.
Okay. Yeah, you'd want a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How big can a track be?
There's just one standard.
There's just
track.
one standard track.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Got any history behind it that you like about the derby that you'd like to talk about?
Incredible sport. It's actually been around for about 100 years now. Started back in the early 1900s. It's gone through its peaks and its valleys in terms of popularity, where I think it, last peaked in the 80s with it being on TV.
Right.
It kind of went a bit too theatric.
Yeah, they were trying to do a WWE, weren't they, or something like that? And then they tried it again in 99 to 2000.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've skated with some of those guys, and they're nasty dudes.
Would you ever want to take this to rollerball level?
If we had the type of funds needed to produce that type of set, absolutely. I would do it in a second. I'd be on the motorcycle. I'd be behind the motorcycle. Count me in.
All right. It sounds like we have goals. That's awesome.
We do.
It's like play the lottery?
Every day.
Have to, yes. Awesome. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, thanks for having us. Really excited about Derby and always happy.
Would like to do this again. Maybe even broadcast one of your events sometime.
Yeah,
We would love that.
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Anything you want to do before we close?
With Mathlete talking it,
Mhm.
so we are skater run. We are a self-run team. So I'm the marketing head on the board of directors. Mathlete's coaching head. So we are completely internally run, and this team works entirely out of its teammates. And it wouldn't, like our meet and greet last night, it took an army to get that going. When you're on the board, you don't realize how much it takes to host and plan and organize an event or a bout. So our skaters are fully invested in our team.
And I mean, as soon as we walked in last night, you had the people at all your concession stands, and your other one just immediately acknowledging everybody walking in. It was great. Everybody was greeted well. What was the attendance?
We had about 75 folks.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. We would have liked more, but we got to start somewhere, especially being a brand new team and getting our name out there for the Bloomington community. And then also we have community service we have in the future that we want to help with the warehouse on Rogers Street, the 1525 Rogers Street, the warehouse.
For those of you who have not been to the warehouse, it is a huge skate park / rock climbing.
Parkour.
Yeah.
They got a full fun house for kids. It's free to get into the place. They also have a full gym, and they're all about community.
Yeah.
And
for some reason they call it the warehouse. It's just some big building out in downtown Bloomington.
yeah.
It's an excellent place. Check it out if you can.
And then they're gracious enough to let us rent out the space for our home bouts this year.
Excellent. And that is April 22nd.
April 22nd is our
Get your
first
tickets.
bout.
I'll be there. You be there. Everybody.
We'll be bouting against Louisville.
Louisville. It's a good trek for them. And then we're going to be going to Louisville later in your year? Or?
So kind of how we do it is like when we scratch their back, they scratch ours. So next year we will probably go to Louisville to bout against them on their home turf. And then our next home bout, July 22nd, is against Southern Illinois.
Awesome. Try to make them. Link to the website when it's up will be in the description, and that'll lead you to all the games.
Yeah, and until then, our Facebook page is where we'll have all of the accessible events and ticket sales.
Yep. Well, any last thing before I go ahead and close this?
Just thank you for having us, because we appreciate any help we can get with getting our name out there, and just that your passion for the sport, because I know you're at every one of our bouts, a great cheerleader.
A big about of that is a really good friend of mine, Donut, is in this. I saw that they were participating, and it was like, I'm going to support my friends just like everybody else here does.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so, I really support her, back her, and I've hopefully made some new friends here too.
Yeah,
because these are some great people. So,
yeah, glad to have you, and thank you for having us.
Let's do this again soon, and hopefully live next time.
yeah.
All right, so from Western Skateland, introducing the BOOMington Blockheads. Come check them out April 22nd at the warehouse in Bloomington, Indiana. More information, and we'll see you all later. Thank you, and good day, good night, good evening, or whatever they say, right?
Yeah.
Bye.